In 1894, Queen Victoria formally opened the Great Ship Canal, which brought the sea 35 miles inland to the new port of Manchester. Today, Queen Elizabeth II opens an imaginative scheme that has created a striking new crossing of the canal. As part of the Parkway to M602 link, it's the first opening bridge to be constructed since the canal was opened 100 years ago. It's called, appropriately, Centenary Bridge. Soon after the ship canal was opened, the nearby estate of Trafford Park was formally laid out as the first industrial estate in the world with rail access from the docks. Over the years, it grew into one of the greatest concentrations of manufacturing industry, and by the end of the Second World War, 75,000 people worked there. 30 years later, a steep decline had set in. A transport system based on railways and the ship canal had been superseded by road transport. Trafford Park did not keep pace with the times. Firms closed or moved away, and by the 1980s, the workforce was down to 25,000. In 1987, Trafford Park Development Corporation was established, with a brief to bring about the physical and economic regeneration of the area. A strategy was evolved, including upgrading the road network in the form of a three-spoke highway system radiating from Parkway Circle. The southern spoke comprised the existing dual carriageway, which provides good access to Junction 4 on the M63. The eastern spoke involves upgrading other existing roads through the park and the provision of a new length of dual carriageway taking traffic direct to the city of Manchester. The northern spoke is the Parkway to M602 link, which exactly defines its purpose: to provide a new route 2.2 kilometres long from the centre of Trafford Park to the M602, and so to the motorway network north and west of Manchester. It will act as a new gateway to Trafford Park and the borough of Trafford. One of the main problems was the ship canal, a physical barrier which had to be crossed. Although less shipping uses the canal than in its heyday, it still carries regular traffic, and as such, the crossing had to allow for these shipping movements. Two questions had to be answered. The first was, where should the crossing be located? Bearing in mind the need to cause as little disruption as possible to the high concentration of industrial premises in the area. After much consultation, a route was agreed. The second question was, what kind of crossing should be built? A high-level bridge like the one carrying the M63 over the canal at Barton was ruled out on grounds of cost and the amount of land needed for long approaches on both sides. The same problems applied to a tunnel. This left as the only option a low-level opening bridge. Contract 1 was for the bridge, with Parkman acting as the corporation's representative. Contract 2 was for the upgrading of the existing Tenax Road and part of Guinness Road to a dual carriageway. This was designed and supervised by O'Varrop, with the works being undertaken by Burst Construction. This was already a heavily used route, and traffic had to be kept moving while work was in progress.
There's a wagon gone round the corner, not a bit of traffic management, so we can just come down and sort it out.
A large range of accommodation work was undertaken to maintain access to various companies fronting the new road. New level crossings were required for the internal rail network. A new footbridge was built to provide a pedestrian link between the FMC sites either side of the now widened road. An important element in the regeneration of Trafford Park is the improvement of the environment, which here is taking the form of high-quality palisade fencing and soft landscaping. Contract 3 with engineers O'Valop and contractors AMEC was for a new dual carriageway on the north side of the canal from the bridge to the Ladywell roundabout and onto the M602. It included a link road to Acros Chemicals, which will take heavy traffic away from Eccles town centre. Heavily contaminated land within the area was dealt with according to the best civil engineering practice. Contract 4 was for a new road, passing between the industrial complexes of Cerastar and Procter & Gamble, both of which are 24 hours a day, 365 days a year manufacturing operations. It was designed and supervised by Parkman, with the works undertaken by Kier Construction. Extensive negotiations were conducted by the corporation with both companies on the design and route of the road, and demolition and reorganization of part of their plant and premises, especially Cerastar, where the impact was greatest. The new road includes an elevated section and bridge crossing of the existing road and rail access to the main entrance to Cerastar. The key element in the Parkway to M602 link is the new bridge across the ship canal. Tenders were invited on a design and construct basis to introduce the contractor's skills into the design process and fast-track the project. Parkman prepared the design and construct brief, including all the technical and operational requirements. A swing bridge, similar to those built at Barton and Trafford Road when the ship canal was opened, was initially the choice of the Ship Canal Company, who would be responsible for its operation. The successful tender put in by AMEC Civil Engineering was for a lift bridge, which has operating advantages where space is restricted. Lift bridges are not often found in the UK, but are common in Europe, and the corporation and their engineers, Parkman, therefore sought advice from Dutch engineers who have considerable experience in building and operating them. Work on the site of the new bridge began in November 1992 with the construction of side bunds retained by sheet pile walls installed by AMEC Marine, which reduced the width of the waterway to 28 metres.
Yeah, let me know how much concrete's in the trench for me, please. Got one.
The abutments are supported by concrete piles, bored into the sandstone bedrock of the canal. The most distinctive features of the bridge are the four main towers, built of reinforced concrete, which rise 20 metres above road level. Dawn, on the 19th of July, 1994. The start of a 72-hour possession of the canal, during which a 500-ton crane placed the component parts of the bridge deck in position. The fabrication and erection of the steelwork was carried out by Watson Steel Limited, part of the AMEC group of companies, after trial assembly of the separate units in the shop. Work progressed day and night. When open to road traffic, the deck is 7.4 metres above the water level in the canal. When fully raised for the passage of shipping, it rises to a height of 22.9 metres above the water. Its total weight when raised is 550 metric tons. The deck is raised and lowered by a winch system with counterbalance weights housed in the towers. The wire ropes attached to each corner of the deck can be seen passing up the inner faces of the towers. The cable drums are operated by hydraulically driven winches located in the abutments at each end of the bridge. A control room placed in a strategic position on the northeast tower gives a full view of both traffic on the bridge and shipping on the canal. Closed-circuit television has also been installed. Operation is fully automatic, but can be manually overridden at any time. The new crossing of the canal meets a pressing need. It will help people living north of the canal to take advantage of new job opportunities created in Trafford Park and ease the supply and distribution of goods. It's estimated that in excess of 30,000 vehicles a day will use it. The Parkway to M602 Link Road and Centenary Bridge have taken only 2 years and 4 months to design and construct from receiving the necessary approvals to proceed. The cost of the works and land assembly have been contained within the £37 million budget, and the quality of the works is of the highest standard. To have met this fast-track programme within budget and to a high quality is a tribute to the Development Corporation, its consultants and contractors. The Parkway to M602 link with the Centenary Bridge as its key feature will play a decisive role in the resurgence of Trafford Park as a great centre of industrial enterprise and excellence.